Hey guys, what's up? Oasis here. I want to talk to you about some of the best 3-star bots in the game, at least the ones that I think are the best in terms of taking you to HQ14 Max. If you spend money on the game, you're going to figure out pretty quickly that the crystals don't give 4 stars that easily. They don't even give 3 stars that easily. So when you try to build an A team that is going to go the distance, you may only end up, if you drop a couple $100, you may only end up with 1 4-star, 2 4-star, maybe no 4 stars. But if you invest money in the game, eventually you're going to end up with a few 4 stars, 3 or 4 4-stars, and you're going to want to supplement these guys unless you just go crazy and dump like $1,000 or more. You're going to want to supplement your 4 stars with some 3 stars. And these are the 3 stars that I think are best for that purpose. They're very strong and they can do well even against max level guns and max level bases. The first guy on this list is Headstrong. I really like Headstrong as a tank. I think he's one of the best 3-star tanks in the game, and here's why. You see, mine isn't leveled up because I have the 4-star version, but at 3-star, a Headstrong that is level 50 will have nearly 14,000 health, so 13,800 health. Comparing that to a Bludgeon that is 4-star, Bludgeon 4-star will have 15,600 health. So just under 2,000 health more than this 3-star Headstrong. But 3-star Headstrong has the bonus of defensive rush and 80% damage absorption, which basically gives him way more health than even a 4-star Bludgeon. Comparing him to a 4-star Rampage tank, Rampage is going to not even have, at a 4-star Rampage, at level 50, is going to have less health than, my guy isn't fully maxed yet, but at level 50, his health is going to be 12,400. So he's going to have less health than a 3-star Headstrong. So you can see how tanky Headstrong is. So he's definitely, if you need a tank, if you need somebody to take damage on your team, Headstrong is going to be one of the best 3-star tanks that can take punishment similar to that of Bludgeon or some of the real strong tanks that you want to use and you need to use to deal with a max base. I also like the healers, Shockwave and Hook. They both have exactly the same stats, but their skills, Hook's, I'm not a big fan of his skill, but Shockwave's skill is basically the same skill as the 4-star version. And their stats are not going to be as good as their 4-star counterpart, but healers often stay in back. You don't want them up front taking damage. So at level 50, a 3-star healer will have almost 4,000 health, and they will heal for 142 points per second, compared to the 4-stars that have about 700 more health and about 25 or so more healing per second. So both of the healers at 3 stars, if you want to have at least one healer on your team dealing with max level bases, and either 3-star healer will work, even both will work. I like healers. Megatron and Galvatron. I don't have a 3-star Galvatron, but they are both very good bots stat-wise. A Megatron that is level 50, 3 stars will have 12,600 health and do 209 damage. That's better stats again than 4-star Rampage, who's a tank. Megatron's skill is good still at 3 stars. It's essentially the same as the 4-star version. Does a little bit less damage, but you're not using it for its damage anyways. Galvatron is the same deal. He has almost 10,000 health, but he's sitting back behind as a medium range attacker, doing 251 damage at level 50. He's not going to take as much damage as your tanks up front, and I just think he's, while his skill isn't that great, Galvatron, both Galvatron and Megatron are worth using. They have 4-star stats even at a 3-star level, and so I like them. Also about Galvatron, he actually has the same similar stats to Nemesis Prime at 4 stars. So you kind of see these guys are equivalent to 4-star bots. Not as strong as their 4-star counterpart, but definitely worth using. Thundercracker, we looked at it in another video not too long ago. I like Thundercracker in 3 stars. I'm not a huge fan of Thundercracker in 4 stars unless you don't have a 4-star Starscream or Soundwave. But I like Thundercracker in 3 stars because unlike Starscream and Blastoff, he can deal with a max level mortar. He can EMP it. He can't take it out, but he can stun it. And if you can't, Starscream can't take out a max level mortar, and neither can Blastoff. So I like Thundercracker actually better than them if you only have the 3-star versions and you're going up against max bases. If you're dealing with Zone 10 bases or Zone 11 bases, the 3-star Starscream and Blastoff may be better for you. But Thundercracker can deal with big guns because all he's doing is stunning them. So I like that about him. Skywarp is a different story. Costs way more to use, but he can take them out. And so Skywarp at 3 stars is probably your easiest. He and Headstrong are probably the easiest to transition into the 4-star area. As you can see, my guy's level 46. He's skill level 5, can do over 2,500 damage. That's enough to take out a max level mortar. Even at level 50, skill 4, he can deal with a max level mortar. So he's really powerful, costly to use, but definitely worthwhile supplementing him on your team if you need to fill a spot with a guy, because he can take stuff out. Really powerful. Lastly, Kickback. Kickback, I think, is one of the better gunners that makes the transition. A max level Kickback is only going to have 2,500 health, do about 265 damage per second. But the thing I like about Kickback is his skill, glass gas rockets. It's gonna supplement the rest of your team really well, and it doesn't discriminate from 3 stars to 4 stars. A 3-star Kickback will do the same exact thing in terms as its skills as a 4-star Kickback, and it makes everything else take more damage. So if you've got a ton of 4 stars that are damage dealers on your team, you pop a 3-star Kickback on there. He shoots his gas rockets. He's going to soften, basically glass shatter everything and make it easy to be destroyed. So let's get in here. Let's build a team that is capable of dealing with Zone 12 here. Let's add in a tank. My Headstrong is pretty low level, so let's add in a bludgeon tank. Let's add in let's add in a healer over here. Let's add in a Scourge. Let's add in a healer. Let's add in a gunner, or let's add in Kickback in here. Give you an idea. Let's add in Skywarp here at 3 stars. Let's add in another jet just to go jet heavy. Give you an idea. Let's add in another gunner. So here we have 3 stars and 4 4-stars. Depending on the 4 stars you have, and depending on the 3 stars you have, you can develop a team like this. And so we're at 7,800 squad power. Recommended zone is 8,500. So I'm a little bit underpowered for Zone 12, but let's give it a go because I got some strong bots, and these are the best 3-star bots. Rambo 2. So here we are. Not a lot of stuff in his base is max, so this should be fairly straightforward fight. Skywarp will have no problem taking out these mortars. And here comes the glass shatter to just soften all this up, make it all die quickly. Going to rush bludgeon ahead to pop those outposts. Followed up by Scourge. And boom. A lot of firepower there. Base is down. So there you have it. Those are some of the 3-star bots I like best, and guys that I think make the transition well to HQ Max bases. Have a good one.